So you're looking to become TikTok famous. Well, I'm going to show you the methods that I use to get me well over hundreds of thousand views on my videos and how I now have 32,000 followers on TikTok. What's up everyone? I'm Tom Stanley and today we're going to be discussing how you can get TikTok famous on TikTok. I'm going to show you the best methods, the best things you need to know to win on TikTok, to become TikTok famous and to blow up, because it's so easy right now because the platform is so underpriced. The organic reach is there for everyone. You can go get yours on TikTok using the methods that I'm going to give you right now. Going ahead and getting started with the methods and the tips that you can do to win and get TikTok famous. The first thing you really need to think about is bring as much value as possible. This obviously relates to any other platform like Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. It applies to every platform really if you want to win. And so you got to bring as much value as possible. You want to focus on the consumer, someone that's watching your content, and not about yourself. Think about how can I help someone versus them helping me. There's a big difference there. And so like when I was first starting on Instagram many years ago, and I got kind of big on there, like because I posted content, I replied to my community. I was only really posting for myself. I posted dumb like little selfies, you know, things that you did whenever you're in middle school. But the difference between then and now is I post for other people. I talk about travel and aviation because I want people to fly. Like I literally could charge people to do their flights or that stuff. And I literally have an email, tomstanfliesyou@gmail.com, where people email me specifically with their flights and I literally hook them up. I do it all for them for free. And so when you provide value, you give your best stuff out for free. It really helps a lot of people out, and people will really want to follow you and listen to your content and listen to see what you have to say. Give without expectation. My voice is getting so raspy. Now, the next thing you want to do is talk about things you love. This obviously sounds so cliche, and it is kind of cliche, but like I'm telling you, when I started posting content about travel, aviation, things that I love like business, versus doing those little those trendy dances and going like this. When I started posting content that provided value to other people, I really took off. Now, on TikTok, yes, there's really two ways you can explode. You can either entertain people or you can educate people. I am definitely an educator on this side, but people like Charlie D'Amelio entertain people. She's literally so huge because she dances and, you know, because she's like some like 16-year-old, not outrageously great looking girl, but she's not like ugly. She's pretty dang good looking. So, I mean, she had the abilities and the attributes to really become viral, but she's known for dancing, and now she's doing vlogs, which is she's still entertaining people because she knows she's not really an educator, she's an entertainer. So she's winning on vlogs as well. So figure out if you're an educator or an entertainer, provide as much value as possible, and figure out a category that you like. This one is still like, this one really aggravates me when people don't do this, but reply to your comments. They took the time out of their day to leave a comment on your post. If it's good or bad, try and reply to it. Be positive though, because other people are gonna see the comments, and if they see that you're horrible, then someone's gonna spread more negativity. Now, obviously, you don't have to reply to every single bad comment. I don't even do that myself. I reply to about 85 to 90% of my comments. And most are good. Most are really nice, good comments. But you still got, here's what you need to do. You got to be able to stay in your own lane, in your own zone in here. You can't sit there and take the good comment that says, Tom, you are amazing. You helped me save so much money. You're the best in the world. And you can't take, Tom, you suck. You know nothing about aviation. You can't listen to either one. You can't pick and choose. You just got to stay in your own zone. And you got to keep on like having a tunnel vision and keep on going and posting content, because guys, replying to your comments is the easiest way to build up a community. I'm serious. Like I have built up so many nice relationships and friends and all this stuff because I've replied to them and DM'd them, and it's been amazing. I've made so many friends now because of it. In fact, now I've built up a little TikTok clout to where when someone comments on my posts, they're like, you know, they say something and then I like it and comment or reply back to them like immediately, and then they're so shocked by it. They're like, oh my gosh, you replied to me, that made my day. And then they follow me right after that, because most people don't reply back to their comments. And yes, it can be a grind, especially to like reply to all your comments. When you blow up, when you go viral, you'll know what I'm talking about, because you sit there and you like them and then you scroll, reply, and then like them, scroll, reply. Like it takes forever. It's a real grind, but I'm telling you, it's so worth it. Having a good community will transfer onto other platforms as well, like Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. I mean, it's crazy what happens when you reply to your community, and replying to your comments is the easiest way to do it. and TikTok loves engagement. So if someone replies, say you get 5 comments total and you don't reply to any of them, then if you reply to all of them, then you got 10 comments versus 5. You're doubling your engagement, which TikTok likes that even more, which then they push your video out even more, which results in more people watching. Hopefully that makes sense. Now this one was something that I've recently discovered, but on TikTok you want to post as much as possible. Like, you got to post a lot. And so I want you to think of TikTok as like a land grab, you know? Like, I feel like this land is a lot like New York City back in the 1800s. Like, today, if I bought up all that New York City land, think about how much that's worth. Billions of dollars. Maybe trillions of dollars. You know, like, you could make so much money if you owned all that land. And so TikTok is like a gold mine right now. Like, you want to put yourself out there as much as possible on TikTok. When you look at creators like Gary Vee and Charlie D'Amelio, they post like 7 or 8 times a day. A day. And these are huge profiles and followings that are hitting so many different people. And so I look at it like you're getting more swings at the bat to possibly hit a couple more home runs, a couple more doubles or something like that. I don't really know baseball too much, but like, you're giving yourself a lot more opportunities when you post so many times. Versus I started out only posting 1 time a day. And yes, I had content that blew up, but I wasn't really reaching my maximum amount of people that I could reach. When I started doing 3 a day, my profile just started to explode. And, you know, I got a lot more creative in ways because I figured out I had to post more content. And so in a way, it kind of put more pressure against me to be like, hey, what can I post? If I'm posting 3 times a day, I gotta come up with content like crazy. And most of the time, you don't need to overthink it. It can literally just be you documenting your day, or duetting something, or, you know, try and document over create. It's a lot easier to document over create, but still create if you can. Now, when you post things, you use hashtags, and you want to use about 4 to 8 hashtags. The hashtags you want to put out, like in your description after you do a video, they want to relate to the video. So if you're talking about, like for me, when I talk about travel and aviation and airplanes, I put like fly and airplanes and Boeing and Airbus. Like, I put all these relevant hashtags to it. And then I put 2 hashtags consistently called, I put hashtag 4, like the number 4, and then I put U, which this one's really underrated. And then I used hashtag FYP, which everyone uses, and you should as well. And so, like, I'll usually use those, and they work really well. And also in your descriptions, you don't want to just, like, don't put anything there. A lot of the creators that come onto TikTok for the first time, they don't even use hashtags, and they wonder why they're not growing. You want to make your descriptions really interesting, and you want to add relevant hashtags in the For You and the FYP, because I'm telling you, you're going to see big growth because of that. One thing that's not really talked about on TikTok compared to YouTube is covers. I want you to think of covers like YouTube thumbnails. Like, YouTube thumbnails are so important. And on TikTok, people don't think the covers are important, but I'm going to tell you why they are. So say you get a video that goes viral. After listening to this, you will have a video that goes viral because I'm really good at my stuff. And if you execute this plan, I'm telling you, you will go viral. When you go viral, a lot of people are going to be drawn to your profile. And so let's just say your profile is a food thing and they find a new mac and cheese recipe, but they're looking for a cinnamon roll recipe as well. So if they see that new mac and cheese video on the For You page, then they click on your profile and then they see you made a cinnamon roll recipe. They're going to go check that out and watch that video and give it likes and comments. And then after that, they're probably going to be like, huh, he makes really good content. I'm going to follow him. And you see what I'm saying? It's a domino effect, and a lot of people do this. And that's why if you title your videos, put like a little cover on there that talks about what your video's about, it is so easy for people to go find your content and watch it and then give you a follow. And it's just like, it's this huge domino effect that just is amazing. Now, in your covers, you want to use the colors black, red, and blue. Those colors, maybe white, but black, red, and blue, they really do very well on TikTok, at least for me. My videos where I had that in the cover have done really well. Black, red, blue. Use those colors, and I think you're going to get success there. Now, this step, you want to use trending music in your video on TikTok. I'm going to show you how you can use trending music in your video. All right, so what you want to do is hit this plus button, record yourself right there, hit the check mark, go down on the bottom left, hit sounds, click on the magnifying glass, and then boom. You see by the playlist you have the trending. You have trending right here. And you can use like any of these sounds and you're going to have trending music. And so what I've learned about this trending music is you actually don't even have to play the physical sounds if you don't want it. When you post to TikTok, you actually have two sound levels. You have the sound that you're recording on like right now, and then you have the music sound, which is a separate one on its own. What I like to do is actually like put it like at 5 or 6 volume and have that playing in the background as a beat, because a lot of people say they like music in the background when they like watch stuff, and it works pretty well. Or you can have it on 0. And so what happens is TikTok still sees that trending music used, and they see that it's trending and they want to keep it trending. So what they're going to do is promote it on the For You page even more, which causes you to get more views, more followers, more likes, more engagement, and is a really great way to get a lot of attention on TikTok, which is something that I've really been trying on its own, having like a trending music thing, have it silenced, but still having it trending, and it does really well. So this is actually a new strategy that I've been doing on like everything, actually, not just on TikTok this year, but there's this popular creator that said, less is more. Not providing value. Having shorter videos is more, because sometimes people will want more in return. They see a video is 3 minutes and they watched all 3 minutes of it and they want more. So then they're going to go on your next video and watch that even more, versus a video that's 10 minutes long and it satisfies everything that they want. They might not want to come back and watch more. But having these shorter videos on TikTok, what I've learned when I started out in the beginning is I was always like, oh, I gotta make 60-second videos because YouTube likes longer videos, which keeps you on the platform more, versus doing 15-second videos on TikTok. I actually had it the other way. You need to make your videos on TikTok as short as possible. The metric that matters the most on TikTok is actually when people fully watch your video and they watch it again. That metric matters more than commenting, liking, sharing on other platforms, on Instagram, all that combined. They want you to play it back over and over and over again. And if you're doing that, that's the metric that matters the most. I'm not saying the others don't matter at all. That metric matters the most, is someone watching your content over and over again. So the odds of you having a 15-second video versus a 30-second video, someone's more likely to watch that 15-second video over and over again versus the 30-second video. So that's why you want to make your content as short as possible, still provide as much value and depth as it needs, but definitely try and keep it as short as possible. For me, that's hard because I like to ramble on, which makes me a good podcast host. But when it comes to YouTube, hopefully I'm doing a good job of that now. And TikTok, I really struggle with it at times. Now, this one really isn't talked too much about on TikTok, but having good lighting is seriously so underrated. I recently bought one of these from Amazon. They're like one of these lights that you can attach to your phone, and it increases the light. So you can go like this, put it on your phone. You see that's on right there. My man Gary V right here, you can turn it on with the button back here and record, and you got light. Now, if you record during the day, you probably don't need it, but if you're trying to make as much content as possible, of course it's going to be dark at some point in some places. So having it attached on your phone, you don't really have any excuses not to post content, because you can have light wherever you go with this thing. And it's only like $10, $15. Like, it's so cheap, but it really helps on your videos. So do that. When you're on TikTok, please don't delete your videos. There's this thing called the delayed explosion. And so what happens is about, you may post a video and it only gets 20 views in the first 30 minutes. Well, after an hour, hour and a half, you're probably going to get about 200 views. And then it starts to slow down after that. But if you're still not satisfied with views, it's possible that 3 or 4 days later, that video will start gaining more traction. Before you know, you're at 500 views. If you deleted it at 20 views, that video could eventually got 500 views. And TikTok actually penalizes you with their algorithm or something like that, which is still trying to be solved by TikTok, by a bunch of TikTokers that are trying to figure out what all's in the algorithm. But when you delete videos, TikTok apparently uses that against you and doesn't put you on the For You page as much and doesn't let you reach as many people. Definitely don't delete your videos. Keep it out there. Even if it's not doing well, the delayed explosion will happen, and it's going to get views at some point, and it'll really surprise you. Only delete it if you feel it doesn't really represent yourself. That's the only time I can really justify deleting something, is if it doesn't represent myself, then I'm going to delete it, but otherwise I'm going to keep it up. And you shouldn't be doing something just for the views of it. You should be doing it because you want to give. Giving without expectation is how you're going to win. The last piece of advice that I have given for you is post late in the evenings. This may depend on your audience, but for me, I notice like my TikToks when I post later at nighttime, usually most people are out of school, they're out of homework, they're there for the night, they're there in the bed, so they're going to be scrolling on the For You page, and then that's how people find my content. And that's why I say posting late at night is way better than posting midday in the morning, because people are at work, people are at school, people are doing homework, people are more likely to see you on the For You page later at night, and I'm talking about the time frames between like 6 o'clock and about 11. I've had some posts do really well kind of late at 10 to 11, but this depends on your audience too. You might have an audience, you might be a creator in the US and you have an audience in Australia. There's a big time difference there. So you got to keep those things in mind depending on your audience. All right, so I think that covers everything that I wanted to discuss and how I'm winning on TikTok and how you can as well. I'm telling you, if you execute these strategies that I gave you, rewatch this video if you want to take notes on it and, talk about it. Because I literally, last night, I spent like 2 hours just brain dumping everything that I do on a TikTok post and putting it on paper so I could discuss all of these things for you because I want you all to win on TikTok. So if you got any value out of this video, please smash that like button for me. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you on TikTok, blowing up, being TikTok famous, like me. It's like I'm not really TikTok famous. See ya.